Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video we're going to be taking a look at this massive HP from 2011. It is pretty big. It's 17 inches, I'm pretty sure. It's super thick. It's got a lot of good ports. It does have some issues that we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about those first actually. But first, one really awesome thing is this thing has a toolless back panel, which makes it super easy to open. All I gotta do is slide those two latches and then it comes right out. Super cool. I got an SSD. It always annoys me when laptops do this, manufacturers do this. I see the heat pipe right here, but I can't get to it without spending hours taking apart the laptop, which I haven't done yet because I want to upgrade this to an i7. So I'll do that when I get the i7, but it literally has a cutout for the two screws. Like, how hard would it have been to make it so I could take this out without taking apart the entire laptop? You know what I mean? Like, it would be so easy, make things so much easier for me. First thing I'm going to be saying is, you will be wondering why I only have one 8 gig stick in here, and this originally had two 8 gig sticks in here when I got it. That's because if I put a second stick of RAM in here, I'll just put this random 2 gig one in as a test. I won't even bother putting the cover back on. Here is how long it takes to boot with anything more than 8 gigs of RAM. Alright, it was literally taking so long I had to give up on recording it. I kept failing to record it. It took 1 minute 51 seconds to turn on. And let's do a little speed test here. You see how literally horrendous this is? Let's just open the task manager, for example. That was really slow. CPU is pinned at 100% for literally no reason. So now let's shut it down and remove the extra RAM. Alrighty, I took the RAM out, and this will be so quick I'll do it in real time. On. Takes an annoyingly long time on the screen, but I get why it does it. It's a 5-second delay. Whatever. I set the other menu to 0, that's why I did that. So, alright. Okay, it's almost done now. That was it. Took 2 minutes to get to that point with more than 8 gigs of RAM for some reason. If anyone can explain why, please let me know. But you guys saw how fast that was? You see how much faster that was? Okay, let me open the task manager now. Let me open the start menu. Let me open the task manager. See how much faster this is? Why on earth does adding more RAM do that? Because HP, I guess. I updated the BIOS. For some reason, this got BIOS updates until 2018. And so, yeah, I updated the BIOS. Didn't help. So that's a bit weird. Not sure why it does that. Super kind of annoying, but what you gonna do, I guess? I'm actually starting to run out using 8 gigs of RAM, which is actually kind of... Anyway. Yeah, we'll play modded Minecraft. It maxes this out. You'll see in a second. Alright, anyway, let's move on here. I have Fraps because it is 2008, I guess, and MSI Afterburner isn't working really properly. Actually, I still have it. Let me try to get that working first. Alrighty, so I downgraded MSI Afterburner to 4.6.5 and it works now. It lets me overclock. That'll be a different video. Maybe I'll do an update video where I put a quad core in this thing and overclock it. Just push it as far as I can possibly can. The battery on this, it is 74 watt hours. I think the CPU uses, okay, so it uses 45 watts for the CPU and GPU, so probably like 55 watts, let's say, and it only has a 74 watt hour battery. So the battery life isn't great, but surprisingly, I think the health is actually really good because it does actually last like a solid 2 hours. The Wi-Fi is super slow. It only gets 40 megabits per second. The Ethernet's 200 megabits per second, which is as fast as my Wi-Fi. Oh, it's as fast as my Ethernet goes, so that's actually pretty good. So let us just launch up a game here. Let's just start out with something simple. We'll start out with Fallout New Vegas. For some reason, I wasn't able to get 1% lows or anything like that working, but I was able to get package power, CPU usage, RAM usage, and frame rate and temperatures at least, so that's good. I've not replaced the thermal paste on this because, like I said, I want to upgrade the CPU anyway, so I don't really feel like it. As you can see, we're in the game now. And for some more context, with the more than 8 gigs of RAM, this will get like 4 frames per second. So yeah, 60 is really good. You can see we're using like 12 watts on the CPU. Not sure what's going on with the buttons. That was weird. Okay, I'm just gonna do this guy's quiz, and then I'll cut past that because no one cares to see that. Alrighty, I have made it outside, and I mean, oh, this is so annoying. It spams me with all this stuff when this first run in. Okay, so as we can see, this computer can handle this game perfectly. Absolutely zero issues. Not really surprisingly. It says an i5 2450M and Radeon HD 7400M. I realized I never actually said the specs in this thing, and 8 gigs of RAM, because as you are well aware now, you cannot put 16 in here. But as you can see, this runs great. The GPU usage and temperature is a little weird sometimes. Like, not sure I believe that it's only being used 30%. It's a little weird. But yeah. It runs perfectly, unsurprisingly. Now let's move on. This is Skyrim. This is a lot heavier of a game. Actually, I'm gonna get a tripod. What on earth am I doing? Alrighty, tripod now. Not sure why I wasn't using it in the first place. As we can see, frame rate quite good. Frame rate. This game came out in 2011, so it's definitely a bit more of a struggle for this computer. The settings are on low. We are running at 720p. But as we can see, frame rate, it's always at least, I'd say, 30 FPS. Sometimes it dips below, but either way, absolutely a perfectly playable experience. It's pretty great on this computer. This display is actually pretty nice. There's a couple of dead pixels because that just seems to be an HP thing. It's funny, I always complain, say how much I hate HP, but I have so many of them, and I am probably going to keep buying more of them. Yeah. So, what I recommend in HP? Not really, but if you get one of these for free, for cheap, this is pretty good laptop. I'm quite enjoying it. As long as you can get over HP's quirks, like the whole, you can't have more than 8 gigs of RAM in it thing. The speakers in this laptop aren't really great at all. They're super small. Like, it's literally just that little part of this whole grill and that little tiny part that's a speaker. So the speakers really are not that great at all. The premium sound's a little bit of a lie. I've actually never played Portal before, so I'm probably gonna actually play this on this laptop. Yeah. Shouldn't take too long to load, hopefully. Obviously, we have an SSD in this. If you have an old laptop, always put an SSD in it. As we can see, this runs amazing. You can see we're getting 120 frames per second. This is extremely smooth. Not much else to say about it, really. I'm actually going to play this. This GPU is lacking DirectX 12, which I think is a reason a lot of more modern games, they just fail to open. Or like Unity games, I've seen this weird Unity error. I really can't wait to get a new phone. I ordered a Pixel, it was all scratched and messed up. So I'm returning it. Hopefully I get another one. This phone that I'm using right now just dropped from 30% to it's literally at 0% right now, and I'm still filming. I guess it does not like filming. It's an old S9. Really love this phone. I was thinking about just buying a battery and replacing the back panel and keep using it, but I want a better camera to film these videos, honestly. That is literally my main reason for upgrading. Alright, so this is my heavily modded Minecraft world. It's pretty stuttery, and it's not the greatest experience, but I will actually 100% be playing it like this, as this is the only laptop I have with enough RAM to actually run the game. As you can see, we are it's quite RAM limited. It says we're using 7.5 gigs out of the 8 gigs of RAM right now, which honestly could be a reason for the stuttering. Um, but I mean, it's definitely playable. I might even limit it to 30 frames per second. But yeah, definitely playable, and I will play this. I'm gonna do some unmodded Minecraft to show you how that runs. Modded Minecraft runs just about as well as modern Minecraft does. It stutters a lot. Modern Minecraft stutters. So I wonder, would a quad core help? Especially with 1.12, because I don't think Minecraft multi-threads very well, and the quad-core i7 boosts slightly lower. So I wonder if I'll actually get worse performance, or if it'll help the stuttering. I'm gonna try 1.8.9, as this is a good version for, Bed Wars, all that stuff. I might actually get into a server instead. Alrighty, so 1.8.9 runs great. Good 60 FPS. Seems to be CPU limited. GPU not even struggling at all. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to put that quad core in here. But let me know. Let me know. Do you guys think that'll help? Yeah. Or should I go with the dual core i7 that just boosts higher? I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments. Yeah. So this runs great. Bed Wars runs about just as well because, super small map, easy to run. The lobby in Hypixel runs pretty terribly, but I mean, that does on literally everything, so not surprised there. Web browsing is obviously no problem on this. It can do YouTube videos, absolutely zero issue. This is running on the iGPU. There's some issues with it being a hybrid GPU setup, like, GPU acceleration didn't work on Steam. I had to disable it. It was just flickering like crazy. Because, I mean, the drivers are pretty old. This fingerprint sensor, for example, doesn't work. They're all designed for Windows 8. So the drivers aren't, 100% the greatest, but everything works fine. Web browsing, super quick. No issues whatsoever. Great for web browsing. Battery life isn't going to be the best, but browsing the internet, no issue. You can install Chrome OS on it or something. It's perfectly fine for this use case. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure to like, subscribe if you want to see some overclocking, if you want to see me throw a quad core in this. If you want to see other stuff like this, subscribe. And with that, I will see you all later. I really hope I get monetization one day. It's so hard to get the watch hours. I think this video is going to be a little longer than usual, which might help a little bit. And I'm rambling. So goodbye.